Hey everyone, Rollo McFlugel here. There's a few things going on. With the cold card issues going on, there's been a resurgence of interest in using Bitcoin Core as your wallet and how to use an offline computer as your signing device. And so I made a video the other day explaining how to do that. At least how to create the wallet and how to do some basic stuff around descriptors to create later on a watch-only wallet. And it's gotten a lot of views. It's got a lot of positive feedback. And so I decided that I wanted to do something a little bit more with it, because there's an appetite out there among people to learn about how to use Bitcoin Core as your wallet, because Bitcoin Core is the most secure wallet software that there is. With the hardware wallet, just because there's not as many eyes on it, not as much review of it, it's difficult to catch bugs and issues that are in there, whether they're intentionally planted in there or not. And so if you use a hardware wallet, at least according to my opinion, you're basically waiting for your Bitcoin to get stolen by someone. Whereas with Core, the likelihood that that's going to happen is incredibly low. And so I was at the gym tonight thinking about it, and I thought I wonder if anyone has this domain name. And I looked, and no one did. And so I created BitcoinCoreSigningDevice.com. And what this is going to be is a series of short videos walking through the process of how to use Bitcoin Core as a signing device. So this first video was just an introduction, kind of saying the why and the what and the how of what's coming next. I already went through the why. You want to have your Bitcoin secured in the best way possible, especially for your long-term stuff. You obviously don't want that stolen. You don't want to have risks of loss and everything. So, for your big stack, you want to have the most secure way to store it possible. And you don't want to leave that up to hoping that someone does a good job of code review, or that the AI that they put the code through did a good job of finding every possible thing that there could be found. With Bitcoin Core, obviously a lot of people use it as their node implementation, which is great, and you should do it. You should run a node, is what I'm saying. But what people don't necessarily realize is that there's a wallet software associated with it. And it's a very conservative approach that they use. And so because of that, I think that's what we want to use. And so how I want this to work is that I'm going to make a bunch of short videos taking it step by step, the process. This is obviously the introduction. I might have said that already. I've actually already recorded this, but I realized I didn't have the microphone plugged in, so I'm doing this again. So if I repeat certain lines, it's because I'm not sure whether I said it in this video or the previous one. But anyway, after this, we'll talk about how to buy hardware. Generic hardware is best. You don't want Bitcoin-specific hardware because of supply chain attacks, and because you don't want someone pre-installing software on the hardware. And so we'll talk about what you need to get and what you should expect to pay. And then I'll show you how to install Ubuntu on the computer, which is a free and open source operating system, which just gets a lot of eyes on it, so it's not likely to have any issues in it. Then we'll install and verify Bitcoin Core, and then we'll set up a wallet. And if you want to use it as a hot wallet, it's pretty straightforward, but we'll talk about that. And then I'll show you how to keep the computer offline and use that computer as your signing device. And then we'll talk about the watch-only wallet, the online Bitcoin Core, or whatever wallet that you're using, to be able to create new addresses to receive Bitcoin and to create transactions that are unsigned that will ferry back over to the offline laptop to sign, and then send back to the online one to broadcast the transaction. And then we'll even get into how to create a multi-sig and set that up using Bitcoin Core. So it's possible, but it's a little bit more work involved in it. There's a lot of people that think that using Bitcoin Core is too difficult or not good. But I don't think they've ever really tried it. And there's a learning curve with it, and it's a little bit intimidating, especially when you have all these companies out there that are telling you, and all these people saying, oh, use our product. It's super easy. It's super easy. And I'm sure a lot of the stuff is really easy and quick. But what they don't necessarily tell you is that quickness and easiness trade some security for it. And so what we want to do is make sure you're not trading away security that you don't want to give up, and showing that it's not necessarily that difficult to do. It just may not be super intuitive and may not be the quickest thing in the world. So I'm excited for this. I was very happy to see the response I got from the original videos I put out. People seem like they really are interested in learning about this. So let's go step by step and get through this and set everybody up with the best possible, most secure setup that there is using Bitcoin Core. And so if you want to participate, reach out to me at Liberty Mugs on Twitter. Or also on the YouTube videos, make comments. And on that, the best thing you can do if you want to participate is like and share the stuff. And subscribe to a YouTube thing. Apparently that's the best way for the algorithm to get the videos out. But also, more importantly, just if you know someone that's into Bitcoin and they're thinking about how they need to get set up, send it to them. Help them out. Let's grow this. I don't know what's going to happen after I make all the videos. I'm sure there's all sorts of stuff we can do about this. So let's start this journey. Looking forward to it. Be sure to check out BitcoinCoreSigningDevice.com for updates and everything else. And we'll see you in the next video.